Hey there, how you doing? Welcome to the channel. So today I was listening to, I just want to do a quick little video here. Um, so first of all, this is talking about stocks and this is not financial advice. Go get your own financial advice. I'm just a YouTuber. I'm just talking about things I'm doing. It is my perspective on things. This is not financial advice. Go do your own research. If you do anything, it's on your own dime, your own risk. Okay? Got it? Okay. So, uh, I was listening to one of these live streams from the Meet Kevin dude, and I'm like, this morning, just a little while ago, he's like talking about planter, and he's like, oh, just he's kind of like getting kind of sketchy because things aren't going well and all this stuff, and he's like, so he made this comment like, well, I already bought like 100,000 today of this PLTR, and yeah, I don't think I want to buy anymore right now, and it's kind of like I'm thinking myself, like, what the hell are you doing? Like, really? Like, you just bought more of this thing today. What the hell are you doing? I mean, you're freaking kidding me, right? Okay, let's look at this chart. So here you are. This thing went public in October 2020. Base, huge run up from the $10 range into the $26 range. Base. Here, as part of all this pumping and dumping that's going on, you see that it got pumped up back here in January. And what we really see is this is kind of like a short-term double top. This is kind of what they look like. This is one example of they look like. You have the left top here, and the thing came up into here and failed. And you see how you have these tall wicks, the tall wicks up there, and it failed, and then it came up, couldn't even get to the old highs. I mean, it came close, but it didn't really make it, and then it just broke down rapidly. And then you have some of these days looking at the volume down in the bottom there, light volume, and then boom, you get these massive volume down here right around the 50-day moving average, massive volume. And so now we're in this massive volume sell-off that we just had today. So let's look at this, zoom in. So here you are, like, on what planet do you say, oh, I want to buy some when it's doing this today? I mean, I guess I can see that, like, if you look here, yeah, there's potential support in this 22, 23 range, right? Because you have, look at the W here. You had support down here at 22, came up, held that support. But look, you just broke through the moving averages. You put in like a double top. You now have slashed through the moving averages right here, the 50-day, the 25, slash through it. You're down on a gap down day. You're down 8% on really heavy volume. Like, what planet would you buy more? Like, you're freaking kidding me, right? I mean, this is like, you're gonna lose your shirt. You're gonna get your butt cleaned. So let's go look at the daily. What's going on in the daily? I mean, there's nothing here, right? You see this gap down, it starts running up. See, this would be a great intraday trading, like on the gap down to buy it. I mean, so like, try to look for strategies. Like, what strategies could you have? You could have an intraday. You could be like, hey, I'm playing the gaps. Now, that's a great move if you're playing the gaps. Like, if you're like, you buy it as fast as you can on the open, and then it runs up like that, and then you're out. But that's like day trading for, like, trading a half hour, an hour in the morning. That's not for buying it for a couple of days, and that's not buying a long-term position. And then here, look at this, and then it just sold off the whole thing. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, what the hell are you doing? I don't know what to tell you, but if you're watching this guy, be really careful. I mean, maybe take his advice on real estate or something, but I would not do this. And then, of course, I don't want to be overly critical. Okay, let me try to back that up a minute. I'm going to back that up. I'm being too harsh. I'm just saying that, like, there's more than one person out there. So I'm not trying to pick on one person, but I'm just trying to say that this is an example of where, you have to be really careful. And, I can see this, like, for example, coming in and buying some there, that may make sense. Like, if you had a large portion of money that you're trying to invest in a longer period of time, that may make sense. But my impression is from some of these people, it's not. These people are buying it, expecting it to like, oh, you're going to have a big gap up day sometime in the future, near in the next couple of days or something like that to make it worthwhile. Well, most likely not. Most likely, look at this thing. It broke on huge volume, breaking the moving averages, big down days on heavy volume. I mean, this thing has lost all support. I mean, it just wouldn't. This is kind of like most likely shaping up to be something called like a continuation gap, where you get these gaps and it like gaps down and then it gaps down a few more times before finally finding a hold, you know. And you know, the best case for this is that it finds support around $23, right? Where this part here, you had this part here and it held. But you can see certain things like this has broken all the trends, right? Your moving averages are coming up. This thing went hyperbolic here, and then it just gave time. This whole period of time in December, it was this biding time, gets to the moving average, it bounces off, great. But then now you've just broken the trend, and now the averages, the trends lines are going to come down. It's just a disaster. So I don't know why. And now it's kind of like a too late for everything, right? Like the problem is, like, if you're buying puts, you're probably paying too much for them and you probably lose money. Trying to short it, you know, maybe, but you're liable to lose money because you needed to be shorting back up in here somewhere, right? That would have been the best, because at some point, and it's risky, but at some point you start realizing, okay, look, it's failing to go, and it's going to come down, and then you would, you know, try to hold it here. And this may be a place where you buy back. You don't buy, like, open a buy position. What you're doing is maybe taking profit on it from a short position, right? That's how you would be buying. So I just wanted to point this out, because it's if people are out there like just buying stuff thinking, I don't know what you're thinking. You're thinking like, oh, I'm getting such a great price on this. What do you mean you're getting such a great price on it? It has no meaning. It has no meaning at all. You know, it's, let's put it this way. The more high beta, the more volatile these stocks are, the less all the fundamentals matter. I mean, this is all driven by day trading. And when you're playing day trading, I mean, you have to be purely technical, literally purely technical. And if I'm looking at this technically, there's nothing I'm looking at here that says open any position, a short position, a long position, a put, a call. There's nothing there. You know, you had to be, if you wanted to go short, you had to be doing it somewhere up in here, maybe 1 bar, 2 bar, whatever. You had to do it up in there. Otherwise, it's the move is, you're too far away from the move, and you just have to let it go. Forget it. Boom. I'm not getting involved. Right. Okay. And then buying. Well, no, there's nowhere to buy here. There's nothing to buy here. I mean, it's possible tomorrow if it gapped up and put a huge green bar in, this would be a abandoned baby bottom type of a doji. And yeah, maybe there's something there, but that's not the setup now. I mean, it's a maybe. You know, you can't pre-buy that, right? So I just really wanted to, you know, point this out. I'm seeing people with like millions of subscribers doing really just basic mistakes in trading. It's like, you're freaking kidding me. And I'm just like kind of pissed about it, because I'm watching people just do stupid crap, and it's like, you're kidding me, right? I mean, you're the same guy who just lost, oh, I lost $1 million. Like, really? And this is why, because you're taking position like, oh, I'm going to buy it more. Well, yeah, 100,000 is nothing for you, but it is, because you keep doing that every couple of days. You lose 100,000. It adds up to real money. So, all right, I think, is there anything else I want to say about that? I think I will just go to the general moving average here, the S&P 500, the general. So yeah, here, look, you got a slight pullback. You're down like 1% today. You have a beautiful, just rising channel, and you're buying that. You're buying Palantir, pardon me. You're buying that when this thing is destroyed. Yeah, I'm not sure. You know, I'm not sure. And what's happening too is like people are playing these daily charts, and it's very deceptive. Now, here's the thing. look at this little move. So before I go, look at this little move. Ooh, and look at held support. See, it kind of created this range, this thing here. And if this bar sticks, it kind of found support. So now, on the longer term chart, it still stands no matter what this does for the most part. And maybe it does, maybe I'm wrong, and that's fine. I'll make a video tomorrow about how I'm wrong. Okay, I will, promise. And but the thing is, even if this thing shoots up like this, is there a buy there? Really, there's no buy. The only buy, okay, listen, on an intraday, there is a buy here, right? This thing held support. So now people buying right now that are intraday trading, yeah, this may make sense. Maybe when it goes above this bar, buying some, sure, that's fine. And then, but the problem is you have really big resistance here. It's hard. Now it may break it, you know, and then on a longer term, on a daily chart, you got to probably get over this bar here. So you're down like 7%. You'd have to make the whole, which is from here to here is 7%. This is like another 5% or whatever. So you got to make a 10% move just to break out on a daily chart, to break some kind of reasonable buy point. So you have to understand that. And like these things only, even these volatile stocks only have so much they can move. It costs, you know, it's like to get a stock to move like this amount, you know, you need, here's 120, 150 million shares that day to get it to move like that. You know, and here you are, you're at 150, but it was also like mostly selling volume. So you have to understand the maximum ranges, even these very volatile stocks, if they move 7%, like 7, 8%, 10%, they don't have much left in that day. That's all they have. Look at all these days. Just take each day and say, how often did it move more than 10%? And that's very few days. I mean, here's a more than 10% day. I don't know, do the math. But the point is, it's like, so when you are looking at a stock and it already moved 8% in any direction, and you are betting that it's going to go more in that same direction, you're playing a multiple sigma outlier. It's like you're so far away, you're just in a low probability game, and you have to play a higher probability odds. So please don't do that. So please stop following these people that are sitting here like, oh, I'm buying 100,000. What, you're buying some too in this crap? And even if this thing goes up, I'm telling you, it's crap. It's crap. Most likely this thing will go up and down and it'll end up being a doji. And I don't know. I mean, hey, if I'm wrong, and I'll make a video, like I said, if this thing comes up, but this has to put in a strong bar. You know, this has to put a bar where it's going to close somewhere into the meat of this, to be a place where you'd be like, I'm willing to put money tomorrow, right? Looking for like a doji. So this would be like it's a half cloud cover, something like that. Like if this could pull up all the way into like 2740, 2750, something like that, being a positive day that reversed and closed up to there. It's not super strong, but it's like making progress. But to do that, it's down 6.5%. It's got to recover like all of that. Plus it's got to recover. It's got to move another 6.5% to get the break even right there. And then it's got to do another 6% or 5% to make a good, strong day. So that's what you're betting on. You got to know what you're betting on. You know, the day-to-day has nothing to do with the financial prospects of the company. So like if this is a good company with potential earnings and all that, this has nothing to do with it. You have to merge the two. That's the only way to be successful. Pick a company that's good potential earnings, but then you have to use sound technicals to get in on it, right? Because then otherwise you pay way too much. You know, you're paying way too much for it, and you're going to lose money even though you're right on the fundamentals. Okay, so that's it for my rant today. Have a good one.